COVID-19 has changed our lifestyle in an unexpected manner. Now, in these situations, giving a thought about the learning and teaching strategies is very apt for today's situation. Now, today we are lucky to have Dr. YVSSV Prasad Rao, Registrar, KL University, with us to share his views on today's topic. Now, Dr. Prasad Rao sir is a teacher with 37 years of long experience with technical students. He has seen education scenarios before IT and after IT. Right? I feel sir is the most suitable person to talk about the topic for today. Let me just give you a brief profile of Dr. Prasad Rao sir. Sir worked in all stages of an educational scenario. Right? He worked as a teacher. He worked as a senior scientist at DRDO. He worked as a HOD. He worked for Dean examinations. He worked 16 years. He worked as a principal. In his tenure, he went for NBA. He was able to get NBA accreditation, NAC accreditation, and all. And he now also is working as registrar of KL University. Right. Sir has completed PhD, master's, and bachelor's degree in technical stream only in the branch of mechanical engineering. Sir is not an ordinary student, my dear friends. A top ranker, graduated with 93% from JNTU Anantapur. This is a great thing which inspires every student under the guidance of Dr. Prasad Rao sir. He is always a learner, my dear friends. During his 37 years of profession, he also completed MBA and ICWA with university ranks. So that is, he is always a learner. Now he won many state and international awards. Sir received the Best College Principal Award in 2007 while he was working for Vignan's Engineering College in 2007, and he received this particular award from the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh in those days. He published more than 50 research papers in national and international journals. Not only that, he was also been the regional coordinator for the prestigious MSET and state level committee member for the ESET examination. I think you all might be knowing what is ESET, what is MSET. I need not tell you, but this is conducted by Government of Andhra Pradesh. Now, Professor Prasad Rao sir combines his vast academic knowledge with industry as well as research expertise to deliver his value-added services to the satisfaction of all stakeholders of the system. Now, I feel that sir is the most suitable person for today's topic. That is, right now I request Registrar sir or Prasad Rao sir to continue. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now I request Prasad Rao sir to continue.
Thank you, Kiran Kumar. Thank you very much for your introduction. Yeah, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. In fact, this is a bigger topic to be shared with all the stakeholders of the system, be it management, be it a teacher, be it a student. Probably I may be addressing today most of the teachers of Chebrol Engineering College as well as the students of Chebrol Engineering College. In fact, this is such an interactive session which needs nearly more than 3 hours of time. So what I will do is, without compromising on the quality of my lecture, to the extent possible, I was given the time up to 3 o'clock, 2 to 3, because from 3 onwards there is something else, some other program is there. up to 3 o'clock without compromising the quality. To what extent we will be able to do, we will do. Later, the remaining things we will be completing in due course at a suitable opportunity. Okay. Before I go into the subject, I need to justify how I am competent to talk about the teaching learning strategies. See, it is natural that when I take a session, I should have competence to deliver the session. Without expertise, without competence, if I deliver a talk, probably it may not be well received. In order to justify that I am competent, I would like to place before you several honors and awards I received in the field of education, mostly as a best principal, as a best teacher, etc., etc. Dinesh, can you please move on? Okay, the entire discussion is dedicated to the best teacher, the Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan sir, our former President of India and also a former professor of psychology, in whose memory every year we will be conducting Teachers' Day on September 5th. The entire discussion is dedicated to him. Next. Next. Next, slide, please. Hello?
I already forward to the next slide, sir.
It's not going. Fine. It has come. Fine. So the first thing is, I received several awards in the field of education. As I told you, you can just go through several times as best teacher. From 2006 onwards, when I was the principal of Vigyan's Engineering College, now it is Vigyan University. Next. One after the other, you please go.
Sir, do you want me to show the do you want me to show the award number 1 or? Yes, sir, is it audible?
No problem. No problem. So, dear friends, this is my competence to deliver this talk. Okay, now let us get into the topic proper. Before going into the strategies for successful teaching learning, we need to know what a teacher is expected to do in a technical education. Rather, in any education scenario, more specifically in the technical education area. A teacher has 3 roles to perform. The first role is examination orientation. Probably some of the senior teachers from the schools of higher learning like IITs and IISc, if you talk to the professor, he says examination is not my concern at all. See, I am given a course. I am here to deliver the course. Whether the student performs or not, it is for him. I am not bothered. But dear children and dear teachers, in today's scenario, that logic will not hold good. It is because the objective is that you should see to that in the course you are handling, the maximum number of students should pass. Therefore, your lecture should be oriented towards the examination. This is the first role, the first duty of a teacher. Why it is so? We normally think that the students want education, but what all they want is not education, they want a degree. We also think that they want a degree, but all they want is a job. We think that they want a job, but all they want is money. You just see the chronological order in which the things are flowing. If you talk in a reverse way, for a student to get money, he needs to have a job. For a student to get a job, he needs to have a degree. For a student to get a degree, he needs to understand the things. He needs good education. Therefore, for a student to be successful in his life, he needs to have education. He has to pass the examination. And it is for us to orient ourselves so that the teacher, the student passes the examination. This is the first role of a teacher. Next, second. Next slide, please. Okay. The second role of a teacher is research aptitude. Say, I studied some thermodynamics around, say, 40 years back. Now, the same topics, the same examples, what my teacher has told me, I have written on a piece of paper. With the passage of the time, the white paper became yellow. With that yellow paper, I go to the class, and what all my teacher has told me, my teacher taught me nearly 40 years back, same thing I am teaching to my students today. It will not be accepted. It will not be taken easily, because that particular situation 4 decades back, the scenario was totally different. The examples my teacher was taking may be different. There are certain research editions in the particular topic. Therefore, the teacher should have research aptitude to update himself all the time. He has to update himself because he needs to be in the current scenario, in the current framework to teach to the students concerned. Obsolete teachers, the teachers who are outdated, the teachers who are not updating their knowledge, they are not respected in the education system. For you to be an excellent teacher, for you to be a current teacher, you need to have research aptitude. Once you have the research aptitude, you will become an academic excellent teacher, and whatever you tell, it will be well received by your students. Therefore, the need of the hour is that the constant updating of the knowledge. Do you know why teachers are sent to attend workshops? Do you know why teachers are forced to attend summer schools? Do you know why teachers are forced to attend winter schools? In the performance evaluation of a teacher, these are all the things. How many workshops the teacher has conducted? How many seminars the teacher has delivered? How many training programs the teacher has attended? How many summer schools the teacher has attended? So these are all counted towards the performance evaluation of a teacher. All this is done with a meaning. The meaning is that the teacher has to update himself continuously. Then only he will become an excellent teacher. Then only he will be well received by the student community. Okay, the next slide, please. The third role of a teacher is commitment and teamwork. What is commitment? There is a joke. When brought together, Indian erupts in dispute, while Japanese perform wonders. It is a common practice we all observe in day-to-day scenario. If some 10 Indians are brought together, 10 workers are brought together, 10 professionals are brought together, for some time they are good and all that. As time passes, disputes will start one among them. Whereas in the Japanese scenario, when some people are brought together, there is something like a teamwork, they perform wonders. in a lighter sense, right? So what is lacking here? It is the teamwork that is lacking. It is not that I can produce miracles. Yeah, maybe I may be able to produce miracles, but my entire energy will go waste if I am not a go-getter in a team. I should be a team winner. So I should be accepted in a team. I should be able to contribute in the team's work. That is possible when you have commitment, when you have teamwork spirit. And it is for the teacher to inculcate these particular concepts in the minds of the students. Therefore, the teacher's third role is to train the students in this direction of commitment and teamwork. Do you know, children, what the teachers do in order to give this commitment and teamwork in you? They conduct several programs in the academic year, right? What are all the programs? Can you just list? It starts with the first year induction program. MSET has conducted the examination, counseling has taken place, the list has been finalized. The students are allotted to a specific college. Some dates are given. JNTU Kakinada will give the commencement of the first year class will start from such and such date. That particular day, a big festival is organized on the campus. Be it in Vignyans Engineering College, be it in NRI Engineering College, be it in KL University, the first year induction program is a very big function. We invite the big academicians as chief guests in order to inspire the students. And do you know who will conduct this program? Teachers will not conduct this program. It is the students, they conduct this program. How? Why we are giving this responsibility to the students? They should know how to work in a team. 10 students are given the responsibility of the stage. 10 students are given the responsibility of reception. 10 students are given the responsibility of help desk. 10 students are given the responsibility of organizing lunch for the students, first year students and parents. Like this, work is divided and several teams are formed in order to execute the task. Once this is over, say maybe in the month of August or so, the first year induction program is over. Then August 15th, Independence Day. Again, there is a good function in the college. Again, students are formed into teams. Some responsibility is given to them. September 5th, the Teachers' Day. Again, teams are constituted from amongst the students. Some responsibility is given. September 15th, Engineers' Day. The wonderful function we celebrate in every engineering college. We also celebrate a technical fest where we invite children from other engineering colleges. Lot of work is there, maybe 2 days. So depending upon the culture of the college, whether it is conducted on 1 day or 2 days, it will be decided by the management. Lot of work is there. And do you know who will do this work? Not the teachers. It is done by the students. Then in the month of January, again there is a function called Republic Day. Again, students. The most attractive function for every student in the college is Cultural Day and the Annual Day. Again, it is done by the students. And March 8th, International Women's Day. Again, it is done by the students. Dear children, if you see all these programs, be it a student induction program, be it an Independence Day program, be it an Engineers Day program, be it a technical fest, be it a Republic Day function, be it a cultural day of the college, be it an annual day of the college, be it an International Women's Day, who is doing the job? It is not the teacher, it is the student. Why we are doing? Is it that our teachers are not competent to do that? Yes, our teachers are most competent to do that, but we encourage the children to do these jobs by themselves. In fact, all these functions are for the students, of the students, and by the students. In this way, we are able to form some teams, we are able to imbibe commitment in them, we are able to inculcate team spirit and teamwork in them. And this is the role of the teacher. The teacher is a mentor, is a faculty mentor, faculty advisor. He trains the students to carry out these functions. Therefore, on the overall scenario, the three important roles what a teacher has to perform in a technical institution is that examination orientation, then research aptitude, third is commitment and teamwork. In order to fulfill these three, there are certain strategies of teaching and learning. Teaching is for the teacher, learning is for the student. Sometimes there is a cross link also. The teacher also will be learning to the students in a classroom, and student also will be teaching in a classroom to his peer group. So it is connected with both the teachers as well as the students. Now let us see what are those successful strategies. Strategy number 1. Next slide, please. Lecture plan. What is this lecture plan? I take the example of JNTU Kakinada, right? So in a particular semester, there are 6 theory programs, 3 courses, and 2 laboratories, and maybe 1 audit course, right? Or non-credit course. For all the credit courses, you have necessarily 5 units. And in fact, this scheme also is changing. Maybe around 20 years back, there were 8 units for a particular course in the semester, right? 8 units. That 8 became 6. Now 6 became 5. Presently, there are 5 units for a particular course in a semester. The 5 units are to be covered in a span of 16 weeks of time, right? In 16 weeks of time, you have to cover 5 units. Certain internal examinations are there, certain external examinations are there, some other functions are there. Overall, on an average, every subject will get 60 instructional hours, right? If I conduct a tutorial session, it is not an instructional hour. In tutorial session, it is not the teacher who is working, it is the student who is working. Therefore, when the teacher is delivering the talk, we call it as an instructional hour. Such instructional hours are on an average of 60. So we fix a mandate that every course must have a minimum number of 60 instructional hours. Then we ask the teacher concerned, after, say in summer, we make the load allocation. A particular teacher, say Dhirendra Kumar, is allotted the data structures and C programming. Some other teacher, Dinesh, he is allotted some IoT and artificial intelligence. So the norm is that there are 2 theory courses every teacher has to do, and 2 labs every teacher has to handle. This is how we allot the subject, allot the load. Once the load is allotted, the head of the department will ask the teacher concerned to prepare the lecture plan. Lecture plan means what? What is lecture plan? Hour number 1, what is the topic I am going to cover? Second hour, what is the topic I am going to cover? Third hour, what is the topic I am going to cover? Fourth hour, what is the topic I am going to cover? Like that, the teacher has to give a clear account for 60 instructional hours, clearly specifying what is that he is going to cover every hour. If you see your attendance register, at the back page, the lesson plan is written, serial number, topic covered. And this lecture plan has to be recommended by head of the department, and it must be approved by the head of the institution, that is the principal. Once the principal approves, it becomes an approved lecture plan. It is the obligation on the part of the teacher to adhere to that particular lecture plan. Then how do you know whether the teacher is adhering to that lecture plan or not? He may be writing something on paper. He may be doing something else in the classroom. As a result, who is suffering? It is the student who is suffering. Therefore, it is the obligation on the part of HOD. Every week he has to monitor. He has to call one particular teacher to his chambers. He should ask him to produce. You are supposed to cover. So in that particular week, the teacher has got 6 hours. In these 6 hours, whether he has completed the topics he has listed, or he is going fast, or he is going dead slow. Going fast also is not allowed. That means what? He is not doing justice. He is simply putting the side some subheading on the blackboard, and he is telling you read for yourself. Topic is completed. So that way also is not. We are not going to encourage. So the duty of the HOD is that every week he has to monitor whether the teacher is adhering to the lecture plan or not. If he is going fast, he should seek explanation why he is going fast. If he is going slow also, he should question the teacher, because he will be going dead slow. See, I have 4 months of time. Up to third month, I am covering only 3 units. The rest 2 units, within 1 month, I will cover the remaining topic. Thereby, the quality is sacrificed there. To the extent possible, it should be UDL, uniformly distributed load. I do understand that as a teacher. When I am introducing the concepts, I may be taking more time. I do understand that. But on an average, every unit, you should be able to complete on an average of 15 instructional hours, not more. For 1 unit, if you are taking 25 instructional hours, another you are taking only 5 instructional hours, there is something wrong that went. We need to investigate into that. So in order to avoid all that, every week the head of the department concerned must monitor. Every 15 days, the principal has to monitor whether the lecture plan is going on as per the practice or not. This particular job, as a principal of all the colleges wherever I work, I was doing very meticulously. I say I'm having 150 teachers in a particular college. All the 150 teachers, one after the other, I am calling. They are supposed to come to me with the attendance register where the lecture plan is there, with the course file, and I will be talking to them one to one. So are you facing any difficulties? Do you find the topic interesting? You need any guidance further? Sometimes a particular subject is allotted to a teacher who is not very proficient in that. Sometimes we may have to guide the teacher also, right? All that I used to do, this is the job of the administration, right? The lecturer has to prepare the lecture plan, and the administration has to guide him properly so that the things are delivered in the best interest of the student community, right? So this is what is called the lecture plan. The second is comprehension. Say, I talk 15 hours, I say the first unit is over, but I really do not know whether my lecture is delivered properly or not. That is the reason why we say a lecture is concluded not when it is delivered, but when it has been comprehended. See, such a nice sentence. A lecture is concluded not when it is delivered, but when it has been comprehended. Comprehension is more important. That means it's not that what all I have told, how far the student has understood. That is what is more important. This comprehension can be done by giving more examples, more live examples, more examples what the student can see in the society, by using a good language, right? See, English is an excellent language, I tell you. English is an excellent language. A teacher who has command over this language, if he takes the class, the student will never miss the class. I tell you very honestly. If I speak some rubbish things in the classroom, students will fed up and they will never attend my class. I should use appropriate language, a language which is more sweeter. In fact, fortunately, English is a wonderful language which is very, very sweety. Then I have to make restatement of the difficult things. Restatement means repetition of the things. Sometimes a difficult example, a difficult concept, if I tell only once, if the student is ekasantagrahi, he will learn it. But all are not ekasantagrahis. So we may have to tell once, twice, thrice, etc. And at the end of every lecture, we have to sum up what is that I have done in that particular class. This is very, very important. So comprehension is done by giving live examples which the student is observing in the real society, by using excellent language, a sweet language, a correct language. Please make a note of this. If I speak wrongly in the classroom, the wrong language will go to the students. I am spoiling the generations, right? Teacher has that power. He can build the society, he can crumble the society, because he is the captain of a ship. Good language we have to use. And difficult concepts, I have to restate, I have to repeat it number of times till such time the student says he understood the thing. And at the end of the classroom, I have to sum up. I will give you a clear example. What is comprehension? I take an example with which you are all familiar. For example, I am taking the subject of irrigation engineering. Very important subject for civil engineers, mechanical engineers also to some extent. Okay. I am talking about the dam, say power plant engineering. In the final year of mechanical engineering, power plant engineering is there. Then I say power can be generated in a number of ways: conventional way, non-conventional way, right? What are the conventional ways? The thermal power plants, then hydroelectric power plants, etc., etc., where the fossil fuel gets diminished. Non-conventional way, your solar energy, your wind energy, your tidal energy, etc., etc. But current topic, there is a unit on the hydral power generation when I am talking about the dams. Let us take the example of our own state of Andhra Pradesh. We have two very important dams in the state of Andhra Pradesh. What are they? Nagarjuna Sagar and Srisailam. These are the, though there are several mini dams, but these are all the major irrigation dams, power generation dams in the state of Andhra Pradesh. A dam is specified by three parameters. What are they? FRL, full reservoir level, storage capacity, the power generation strength. These are the three parameters through which we will be defining or we will be describing the features of a particular dam. Okay. I take the Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. We say the teacher, he simply writes on the blackboard, full reservoir level 590 feet. Storage capacity 312 TMCs. Power generation capacity 815.6 megawatts with 8 units of power. Then he will rub it off. He will write the next important dam in the state of Andhra Pradesh is Srisailam. Again, he writes FRL, full reservoir level 885 feet, storage capacity 215 TMCs, and the power generation capacity 770 megawatts with 7 units of generation. Now, how many students will follow clearly with, I am talking to you with an open mind. TMC means how many people can follow? Please tell me. Including teachers, I am talking about. So in the textbook, they have written TMC. I'm just vomiting as a TMC. What is the physical interpretation of the TMC? If I say some word, especially in engineering, technical education, if I'm describing a machine, that machine should appear before me. If I'm describing a dam, so though I have not gone up to Nagarjuna Sagar, the dam, I should be able to visualize the dimensions of the dam. When I say TMC, unless I have the physical interpretation of TMC, it becomes very, very difficult both for the teacher as well as the student. How it is affecting the teacher? Though since the teacher has to complete the syllabus, he has read somewhere in the book 312 TMCs, he mug it up, he comes to the class and vomit as 312. Similarly, the student has to write the examination and pass the things. He will note down in his notebook 312 TMCs. He will just reproduce the same in the examination. He will pass also. But are we doing the job with satisfaction? Yes, I am able to describe the dam with satisfaction provided I understand the meaning, TMC meaning. Okay. Now, I try to comprehend the meaning of TMC like this. In engineering subjects, for every concept, there is a physical interpretation. Because it is not possible for me to take all the concepts in this limited time, I am taking this particular concept of explaining the storage capacity of the dam. Now, I am trying to relate the storage capacity of the dam to a particular city having some population. In the combined states, unfortunately, we lost Hyderabad. We have developed Hyderabad like anything, but in the bifurcation, we lost Hyderabad. It is a different story. Okay, in Telugu-speaking states, even today, the biggest city is Hyderabad with a population of around 1 crore, right? There are 1 crore population in the Telugu-speaking states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, the biggest city being the Hyderabad. Now, for one day, the drinking water needs of Hyderabad are 440 million gallons, NGD, million gallons a day, right? Now, if I have to use 1 TMC of water to cater to the drinking water needs of 1 crore population of Hyderabad, 440 million, at the rate of 440 million gallons per day, it is sufficient to cater to the needs for 17 days. That means 1 TMC of water is sufficient to cater to the drinking water needs of Hyderabad city for 17 days. In Nagarjuna Sagar, how many TMCs are there? 312 TMCs are there. That means 312 multiplied by 17, it gives you 14.5 years. Dear children and dear teachers, you just see such a giant project we have. Nagarjuna Sagar project alone can cater to the drinking water needs of Hyderabad city for how long? For 14.5 years. Therefore, during the rainy season, if we are able to fill all our reservoirs, be it Nagarjuna Sagar, be it Srisailam, be it Polavaram, an excellent project is coming up. It is a lifeline of Andhra Pradesh. When all these projects are full, even for 2 years, if there are no rains, we are able to sustain. That is the greatness of these hydel reservoirs. We may be having millions of dollars of money, but if we do not have 1 kilogram of rice, man cannot survive with money, but man can definitely survive with the rice. How do rice come? When there are irrigation projects. Therefore, when I am describing a particular dam, if I give this type of solid example, this example probably you may not find in any textbooks. It is the responsibility of the teacher to construct these examples by himself, depending upon the topic he is delivering in the class. Like that, be it electronics and communication, be it electrical and electronics, be it computer science, be it information technology, whatever may be the branch of engineering, the teacher is delivering the talk, he should construct live examples in that area. If he gives that example in the classroom, I am sure that the teacher will get satisfaction that he is delivering the job nicely, and the student gets satisfaction that my teacher has taught me something today useful to me. Therefore, the next class onwards, the student will never bunk the class. His attendance will be full. On the other hand, if I simply go to the class, write something on the blackboard and simply chit chat with the students and pass my time, next time the student will never appear in the classroom. So attracting the students is the responsibility of the teacher. Please make a note of that. How do you attract? Not by telling that even if you don't come to class, I will give you attendance. Even if you don't write in anything, I will give you marks and all. These are all not the good things. You should be able to attract the students to your class by your matter, by your knowledge, by your strength, by your skills, teaching skills. Therefore, dear teachers as well as dear students, comprehension is one of the successful strategy for a well-accepted teacher in the classroom. Next. The third strategy is dictating the notes, right? There are different, what is called arguments on this. Some people are talking in favor of dictating the notes. Some people are not talking in favor of dictating the notes. Before deciding, before concluding on this, what are those favorable things in favor of dictating the notes to the students in a classroom? The first thing is, it gives you the gist of the topic covered. If, say, the strength of materials I am talking, strength of materials, say Ramamrutam or BC Punmiya, they're all big books. So don't go by the all-in-one books, but there are standard textbooks for every subject, right? If you go by that, it takes a lot of time, which is not possible for me to go through before the examination. On the other hand, if I have a gist, it will be very helpful for me to prepare myself for the examination. Then the second favorable point is, if I am in the habit of taking notes, my speed will improve. In fact, time management in the examination is very essential. There are only 3 hours of time in the university examination. I may be knowing a lot of things in my mind. I may be having tons of information with me, but what all I can write during those 3 hours only, it matters for the evaluation. So the student should have speed while writing the examination, while taking the examination. Not only the academic examination, after going out of the institution, he may be taking several competitive examinations like GATE, other public sector examinations, etc. Even bank POs. If you see the arithmetic paper, the logical reasoning paper, the English paper, the current affairs paper of any bank PO's examination, it appears that you know everything. All the 100 bits you know, but out of 100 bits which you know, how many bits you are able to solve, that matters your success, right? All the 100, I know, he knows, X knows, Y knows, Z knows. But X is able to complete 80 questions in arithmetic, definitely he will be selected. Whereas another student is able to complete only 60 out of 100, he will not be able to shortlisted for the interview. Therefore, time management is very important. This is the second thing which is in favor of dictating the notes. Third thing is, it gives good comprehension, overall idea. when I'm having a summary with me, I'm having overall idea about that particular topic. So these are the favorable arguments in favor of dictating the notes. What are the unfavorable arguments? Some senior professors, they are against the concept of dictating the notes. They say, no, I will not dictate the notes. What are those things? What are those teachers' justification? It is limiting the knowledge of the student, right? I am talking about the hysteresis loop. I am talking about the metallurgical concepts, T and S diagram. I am talking about enthalpy, entropy, etc., etc. When I am teaching in the classroom, when I am lecturing in the classroom, and at the end of the session, I am asking the student, these are all some more reference books that are available in the library. Please go to the library and refer to those books. If the student really goes to the library and refers to the books on the entropy or enthalpy, he gathers a lot of information. His knowledge is enriched. On the other hand, if I dictate that summary in a gist form in a paragraph, his knowledge is limited only to that 10 sentences. It is the injustice what we are doing to the student community. Then there are favorable points, there are unfavorable points. What is the balance? The balance is that, this is a suggestion for all the teachers. The routine concepts where material is available for the students, either in the lab, either in the library or in the internet. Today, there is nothing which is not available on the internet. When the material is available, you need not have to dictate anything to the students. On the other hand, there are certain new concepts. Suddenly, every 2 years, JNTU Kakinada is upgrading the syllabus. The subject name is same, but they removed the unit 5 of the old syllabus. They introduced a new concept, right? Say in communication, 5G they are adding, let us say, right? 5G in digital communication, they are adding as unit number 5, the 5G concepts where much material is not available. Sometimes the teacher, through his resources somewhere, he may be having some connection with IIT professors, IISc professor, NIT professors. With those connections on 5G, he got some material which is not available in the library, which is not available in the books that are for sale in the market. In such cases, the teacher is free to dictate notes, but not in all other cases, because you should not limit the knowledge of the student. Students should search to get the things, right? This is the concept on note dictating, another important strategy which the teacher has to follow. Fourth one is giving appropriate breaks. Giving appropriate breaks while delivering the talk. What is this break? So there is a survey in educational system. The outcome of the survey is that when I am delivering a talk, the student cannot observe the things for more than 20 minutes if he is a matured student, an adult student. Whereas when I am talking to children in elementary school or high school level, they are not able to concentrate for more than 10 to 12 minutes. These are all the threshold limits for concentration on a monologue. Monologue means one side, one way speech or one way lecture. An adult can observe the things for not more than 20 minutes, whereas a child cannot observe the things in not more than 12 minutes. Then what is that I have to do? If I leave the class within 20 minutes, my head of the department, Dinesh, will catch me. if I am taking classes for computer science, or Krishna Garu will catch me as a principal. Then how to do? You are telling that more than 20 minutes students cannot observe. I am not telling you to leave your classroom. You should be there in the classroom. You have started a talk. You have given the talk for 20 minutes and give a small break. Give a small break of 1 minute. You utilize that break for some interaction. You put some questions on the first bench student. More specifically, you should put questions on the last bench students. Are you understand? Do you find any difficulty here? He will express the difficulty. With that 1 or 2 minutes break, students will regenerate their knowledge again. They're ready to observe. Again, go for 20 more minutes. Give a 1 minute or 2 minutes break. And this is how the lecture should go on in the classroom. Not continuously 50 minutes. Our classroom duration, 1 hour duration is 50 minutes. All the 50 minutes you should not lecture. Last 5 minutes you must reserve for summing up. What is that I have done during the last 45 minutes? I should sum it up. So if I am able to give appropriate breaks, the absorption will be more. Here, there is a danger. If I give the freedom to the teacher to give a break, he should not concentrate on political things. Telugu Desam, Congress, YSRCP, then BJP, all that. You should not pollute the classroom environment. You should concentrate only on academic things. You should concentrate only on academic things, right? Dear children, 3 o'clock, I think there is one more session. With your permission, I will take a break here and I will continue the session in the next opportunity, right? Now the session is back to Dinesh.
Thank you very much, Prasad sir. I will ask Kiran sir to continue.
Right. I profusely thank Principal Sri Krishna Garu, Director Mastan Rao sir, for giving us an opportunity to listen to Dr. YVSSV Prasad Rao sir thoughts about a teacher and the role of a teacher in the institution. I thank Prasad Rao sir for enlightening us with your experienced lectures. Yes, sir, you have pointed correctly that a teacher must have commitment. A teacher must have research attitude. A teacher must always give lecture in not only in research view, but also in the examination point of view. Right. You have given clear-cut idea on curriculum, what is a curriculum plan and lecture plan. So, and you also explained, being the captain of the ship, a teacher must be very good at language. And at the end of the class, the summarization of the teaching for the hour is very important. And with these skills, definitely students also learn many things. I thank Professor Prasad Rao sir for accepting our invitation and for with us for this 1 hour. Thank you very much, sir. I thank all my colleagues and my faculty members and students. Very much thank to one and all. Thank you. Thank you.